We're back, another review and another uncorking. I wasn't here last week. I had a big weekend and a big work week, so I didn't have any time to fill in. I was going to do this one, but we've got it this week. This is a Loch Lomond. So as we talk, I'm going to get it opened. We'll get it in the glass for a wee minute, see what kind of pop we get. Always a good one. So Loch Lomond. This here is the Steam and Fire. This has been out, I think, just over a year, maybe a couple of years now. And I've always seen it. I've never went for it. I was gifted this for my birthday last month, and I didn't know much about it. For me, when I see Steam and Fire, I felt I was going to get a big, massive peat bomb. But having a little look at the cask makeup and things, that's not even kind of part of it really. It's all about heavily, heavily charred casks and a kind of finishing maturation. So this has been used in its pot stills and the long neck stills. So Loch Lomond Distillery have so many different styles of whiskey. I think they can make up, is it 11 different styles of whiskey, which is amazing. They're very innovative, is that the word I'm looking for? And they like to try things. The Loch Lomond single grain, which was in the continuous still, was actually my whiskey of the year a few years ago, I think, for value for money. And just that beautiful, beautiful bourbon notes to it and things as well. It just ticked all the boxes. So seeing this and having this in massively charred casks to finish, it's all bourbon maturation. So it's like been refill. It's been, I think it finished its time in maybe first fill, but there was a 10-month period when it was in recharred casks. They've got their own cooperage and they were able to do that themselves. I think using heavily recharred casks or heavily charred casks, sorry, is that American bourbon thing. So that would be, you see a lot, you don't see as much in Scotch whiskey. So to see that, I was like, oh, this is good. It's 46%. It's saying it's double distilled and heavily charred, the double distillation being the swan neck and the single neck still. So on the back of the bottle, you can see the two that they're doing there. And it's saying here, remarkable, so it's been in the traditional straight neck and more traditional swan neck. Started American oak and finished in heavily charred casks. So I'm excited by this. Having a little bit of research, the distillate itself is between 5 and 10 years old, and there's been 5% of the liquid has peated. So only 5, so 95% is unpeated. So it might have a tiny bit coming through. I sometimes get very much good cask influence in whiskies, and I'm expecting that from here. Sorry. So it comes in a big box like this. It's very eye-catching. It's got everything on there about the different style of long neck stills, the charring. I think it's quite cool. As I say, it's very eye-catching. It's got a little bit on the back as well, but we can get into that later. I usually don't keep my boxes much. I like to keep the box to get more space on the shelf. So this is it. Loch Lomond. It's been in the glass for a couple of minutes. I've been chatting about it. It's one that I would like to see a little bit more of. So I'm going to get this on the nose just now as a first impression. See what we get. It's very light in colour. It's a non-age statement. I think they're going to bring this out yearly. So to give that bit more of playability and keep it consistent, not putting an age statement on, it's good. Keeping it at 46%. I think there might be a little bit of colour. I can only expect that due to the charring, that I don't think you could keep that consistent year on out. So straight away, legs are good. Colour of it, it's super, super light. Kind of like a pear drop, like that. But I say legs are good on that. Let's get it on the nose. It's got a freshness to it. It's like a baked apple with baked pear. There's a like syrup based, what do I say, dessert. You know, like a syrup cake or a caramel cake, something like that at the bottom, that kind of bready doughy note. But on top with baked apples, baked pears. There's a cleanness to it. I don't I don't get any smoke or anything coming through. There's a floral hit to it as well. Baked apples, baked pears, kind of caramel cake, a light bread or just baked bread. But it's very clean, good bourbon notes to it, things that I like. It's not as bourbon as I'm not getting big coconuts and big vanilla notes and things like that. It's a different dimension, and I think that's got to be with that char, right? Well, let's get it on the palate. So, Slange, everyone. That's magic. There's a tiny, tiny touch, that 5% smoke there, which I love because old style whiskies had that peat was used so much, and it's staying very syrup led. It's staying thick. It's staying viscous. It's like that chewier than I anticipated it to be. A lot more muscovado sugars, that brown sugar note to it, which has been caramelised. That kind of gooey cake base is still the forefront. The fruit kind of laden pears and apples disappear. It's a really good finish, 46%. Great nose, an absolutely fantastic first impression of this. It's a style that is just what I love in style of whiskey is that, and the bigger thing is the price. I had to write that one down. It is £36 for that. That ticks all my boxes for me, for probably availability, for price, for something that's not overly sweet, but it's different, with heavily charred casks, which has been done on site. A fantastic style of straight neck and tone neck. I don't know if I'd ever like that in any other way, but Loch Lomond are just so happy to try things, and they take their time, they don't rush it out. Michael Henry decides that this is going to be the thing that's going to work. And with this, I'm pretty sure it had its 10-month finish in the charred cask, the heavily charred, but then it had another finish back in a refill. I think it wasn't just that. So it must have been something he's decided. I'll need to double check that, maybe reach out and ask him if that is true or not. But they're also really good because they also worked alongside Genevieve Taylor, who is a smoker for like barbecues and outside cooking. And the two of their passions in making these things, she wrote 12 cookbooks. They were able to relate to each other to find out the best way of doing this. So they found a char level. I don't know what the char level will be. Be one to kind of find out, which would be really cool. But I love this. 46% chewy, good mouthfeel, longevity, summer in a glass. If you're looking for that summer dram, this is one that I think if you popped out in a blind tasting to people, they would be very impressed by it. They'd probably think it's something a lot older and a lot different. But a £36 Loch Lomond, heavily charred, double distilled whiskey. I love it. I'm a huge fan. £36. I'm going to go back and finish this because I think I need to just go and sit and enjoy this one. It's a beautiful day out there. I was golfing, and I've deserved this one because it wasn't the best day on the course, shall we say. But guys, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for liking, subscribing, leaving comments. And as always, join me next week. Let's talk whiskey. Lunch.